I'm Jen.
And I'm Steve-O.
From Two Can Travel.
And so can you. Are you planning to visit the Seven Rila Lakes in Bulgaria?
Here are 10 things we wish we knew before going on a hike in the Rila Mountains.
Number 1, getting there. The Seven Rila Lakes are situated in the Rila Mountains in the western part of central Bulgaria. There's even the highest peak in all of the Balkans in the Rila Mountains.
Wow. The easiest major city to begin your Rila Mountain excursion is Bulgaria's capital city, Sofia. The mountains are about an hour and a half drive from Sofia, give or take. You can rent a car in Bulgaria, which is actually quite easy and inexpensive. We went on a road trip all around Bulgaria, and you can check those videos out too.
Another option is to book a tour to the mountain, which is what we did. Driving in Bulgaria is not for the faint of heart, so if you want to feel relaxed before you hike up the mountain and be able to take a nap on the way back, the tour option may be better for you.
We'll link the tour that we went on in the description below. Regardless of how you choose to get to the mountain, make sure that you get there as early as you can.
There is limited parking near the base of the hike, so the later you arrive, the further away you're going to have to park, and then you're going to have to hike just to get to the hike.
Number 2, take the chairlift. At the base of Rila Mountain, there's a chairlift. It costs 25 lev round trip, which is about $12.50 US per person, and it runs from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
If you don't want to take the chairlift, it is possible to hike up the mountain from the bottom of the chairlift if you want to start your hike even earlier.
We recommend that you just take the chairlift because the journey is 2,163 meters long and takes you up 515 meters in elevation. It's a really beautiful ride up, and plus the hike that would take you the same direction is pretty much just in the trees. So you're not going to see much there anyway.
If you want to do a lot of hiking, by all means, start your trek at the bottom of the mountain. But if you're like us and you really are there for the views, then take the chairlift. Your knees will thank you.
I really think I am getting braver. I used to be so scared of heights, but this is kind of fun. It's hard to be scared when it's so pretty.
That's how I feel about you, baby.
Number 3, check the time. If you plan on driving yourself to the mountain, then you don't really need to worry about budgeting your hiking time, but do not forget that the chairlift stops running at 4:30 p.m.
If you miss it, you're going to have a very long climb down the mountain. And if you're at the mountain in the wintertime, the sun goes down around 5 p.m., so you could end up hiking down in the dark.
So do yourself a favor and keep an eye on the time.
You'll need to be even more time conscious if you're traveling with a tour group like we did. We didn't have a guide for our hike, but we did need to get back to the van at a specific time.
Tour groups are on a strict time schedule and they will leave you behind. That's not a joke. The tour we were on went to the Rila Mountains and then on to Rila Monastery, and our guide told us that we needed to be on the chairlift down the mountain by 2:30 to get to the van by 3 p.m.
We made it back to the van just in time, but there was another group of women on our tour who didn't make it back. Our group waited for 20 minutes, and then our guide decided that we just needed to move on without them. So he gave them a call and told them they would have to make their way back from the mountain to Sofia on their own. Considering that Rila Mountain's about an hour and a half drive from Sofia, the ride back in a taxi probably wasn't cheap.
Or they've started new lives as mountain women. We have no way of knowing. Pay attention to the time. Number 4, gear up. The Rila Mountains are roughly 2,300 meters or 7,500 feet above sea level, so it gets cold up there.
You'll want to wear layers because even though it's cold, the hike can be strenuous, so you'll be sweating in no time. You can always reapply more of your layers later as you climb an elevation.
The chairlift ride up the mountain is especially cold because you're just sitting in one place and it can be quite windy. We wish we had brought gloves because our hands were absolutely freezing on the way up. We were there in early October, so the weather wasn't too cold at that time, but make sure to check the weather forecast before you start your climb.
The paths on Rila Mountain are well kept, so you can do the hike in a pair of regular workout shoes. That's what we did, but if you do have a pair of hiking boots, that's probably preferable. Bring a battery for your phone too. You'll want to take a lot of pictures up there because it's very beautiful, and you don't want to run out of juice halfway up the mountain. If it's a sunny day, don't forget your sunglasses and a hat, and make sure to bring sunscreen as well. You can still get sunburned even when it's overcast and cold.
It's important to keep in mind that certain parts of the hike are quite strenuous, and you're going to be at elevation and the air's a bit thinner. I made it up without my heart exploding too much, and I've got a bad knee, old lefty here. So if you're looking at me and thinking, I'm in better shape than that dude, you should be fine.
Number 5, in case you forgot anything,
Like any good landmark, there are a lot of small shops at the base of the mountain that sell anything that you may have forgotten to take with you. Hats, mittens, walking sticks, raincoats, pretty much any gear you're going to need depending on the weather conditions.
And on the way back down, there are plenty of souvenirs to help you remember your time at the Rila Mountains. Fridge magnets, jars of honey, bookmarks, and anything else that you would find in a typical tourist shop.
Number 6, bathrooms. There are no bathrooms on the mountain during your hike, if you can believe that. There are porta potty chemical toilets at the foot of the mountain near the chairlift, but like all chemical toilets, those are only last-ditch efforts. These ones say, ooh, yes on the side, but inside will make you say, ooh, no, ooh, God, no. If you have the fortitude, take the chairlift up the mountain where you will get to the lodge, which has actual toilets, which cost 1 lev to use, but it is 1 lev well spent.
Number 7, bring food and water. Make sure to pack water and some food if you're feeling peckish.
The hike isn't too long, so you could survive it without snacks, but without snacks, is life even worth living?
There's also food available at the lodge at the top of the chairlift. They have some hot food as well as coffee, chips, cookies, stuff like that. We didn't eat at the lodge because we brought our own picnic, but they do have tables there.
We decided to have a picnic at the top of the mountain, looking over the paths we had just conquered. Number 8, mountain water refills. After you pass Kidney Lake, roughly the halfway mark of the hike, you'll start to climb again. You'll want to turn around and take a look at the unbelievable views behind you and listen to the sound of rushing water. You'll eventually come to a small bridge where you can cross over a little stream. At the bridge, there is a pipe spewing out crystal clear, cold, beautiful mountain water. Fill up your bottles and keep on trucking to the top.
Woo, that's refreshing. That's so clean. Look at that. Oh no, it's good. So clear.
Wow.
Number 9, don't feed the fox. There's an infamous fox at the forested section of the trail, and it isn't afraid of using its cuteness to get food from tourists. Of all the dangers on the mountain that our tour guide mentioned, he was most worried about this fox.
Not about stupid tourists like us falling off a cliff to get a selfie or getting lost in the mountains never to be seen again. No, he was most concerned about the fox. And while it is undeniably cute, it is never a good idea to get too close to or to feed wild animals, because they are wild animals and they could bite you.
We did see tourists who were feeding the fox and getting way too close to it, so don't be like that. You know better. Don't feed the fox.
Even though it is cute. Number 10, which path? From the lodge, there are 2 paths up into the Rila Lakes. One takes you up a lot of steps onto a high ridge and is quite strenuous, and the other meanders into a small forested section and is mostly flat.
Both paths will bring you to the Kidney Lake, and from there you can choose whether you want to keep hiking up the mountain or swing back around and go back to the lodge.
We recommend you start by going up the ridge first, which will be to your right as you're facing the lodge. That way you'll have stunning views at the very beginning of your hike, and one of the hardest parts of the whole thing will already be behind you.
On the way back down, you can go along the flatter path that takes you through some forests and past more of the lakes that brings you back down to the lodge. And that's where you'll see the fox.
These beds. Yes, Steve-o!
Whee!
You made it, so good.
Bonus, be prepared to have your mind blown.
Words cannot describe how beautiful this hike is, but we sure can try.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Holy.
The views are absolutely amazing, and even once you make it to the top of the chairlift, you'll be able to see for miles into the forested hills of Bulgaria. Take in the scenery every chance you get.
But also make sure to watch your step. We hope you found this video useful.
Please make sure to like this video and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow.
Now check out this video. It's amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bloop!